I'm not sure it is now. Can you hear me now? Maybe? Maybe? Oy vey. Hold on, guys. We're getting it worked out. We're getting it worked out. Mic test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I think we're gonna start. Hi, I'm Sean, Fire of Life 2018, unless you guys don't know me. I guess you can say you do know me. It's fine, it's cool. I am going to play Final Fantasy today, because it's Friday, and Endwalker's been delayed, so we're going to be doing a lot of that. I'm sure when Endwalker comes out, I'm going to do tons of that, but I'm going to go to the penance. What we're going to do today is we're going to go to an inn room and journey through our never-ending journey from where we left off the last time. And it seems to be doing okay. I can never remember where I'm going, though. I don't know why I chose this one. Crystallarium. It's like the most high-level one. I have a plus quest I haven't unlocked. There's tons of things in Final Fantasy that I need to do. Oh my god, it's the bird. Creepy, creepy bird. Spoilers. Spoilers. Let's have him have a sit at our never-ending journal. I'm sad it makes him stand up for that. I can't sit down and play the never-ending journal. Come on, Square. Come on, Square. Alright, and we stopped with the Oracle of Light. So that's what we're doing here.
Keep moving. What now? The Crystarium at a guess. Desperate fools. It'll take more than a handful of overgrown lizards to ground us.
More plot. You're right, Mr. Wald. I'm working on the audio levels right now. And
More plot. You're right, Mr. Wald.
see, and if I interrupted, I guess I could do that now since we can't hear it anyway. I can just rewatch it again. And I probably had to turn myself down a little bit. Okay, let me... nope. It's always the other one. Oh, that's why it's on 6%. How's that doing for you? Good. Am I overpoweringly loud? Okay, good. So we're in the Oracle of Light. Was the one we stopped with, right? We just finished speaking with all of these people in real life. Each one of these was a little cutscene that led us to this. So I'll replay the whole cutscene at this point. And my phone still says it's the starting screen. I'm not sure why that one's not loading.
Keep moving.
Keep moving. So mean to Minfilia.
What now? The Crystarium at a guess. Desperate fools. It'll take more than a handful of overgrown lizards to ground us. Sound the alarm!
I finally got my new computer running, so everything's running on like super high graphics at this point. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Funny diva for the win. The funny diva walk.
Captain, the powder has taken effect. It is time. Let us free the Oracle from their clutches.
Sounds like the music's a bit high compared to the volume of the voice lines. This is like Final Fantasy's version of Ocean's 11, like we're on a break out to go get Minfilia. If you don't know who Minfilia is, stay tuned, or go back and do AAR, but I think they give you a recap at the end. You actually get to fly the Amarose in real life. It's a real mount you can get. In real life, like Final Fantasy's real life, but you know, not really. It's close. It's very close. Then there's a battle that we'll skip. We assume we won, you know, we're the Warrior of Light, so we— oh shit, I forgot to fix the sound volumes. Let me fix the sound volume on the voices. Let's see if that's not a little better. Of course, it doesn't save where we last were. Oracle of Light, cutscene 2. Alright, this is actually one of those fights we didn't win as the Warrior of Light. Ranjit's a bad mother trucker. He's a bad man, my jammer, I'm yours. That's what his whole face is.
You boy, you bear a striking resemblance to the artist my master seeks.
Scandalous.
By all means, keep your counsel. You will all have ample time to confess your crimes back in Yulnor.
If you recall, Yulnor is the city where the big fat guy lives. It's bad Mamma Jamma.
Thancred?
Let's come save the day. He's first. He was the first boo.
So, you are the wretch who stole her from us.
We just called you a wretch.
And what if I am?
What? Pathetic. Vermin such as you are not worthy of the Oracle.
Uh-oh. Love the foot standing up in the air. Alright, where does bitches go? I'm gonna get them. Haha, we out! Funny divas don't run. She's like, I ain't running. Did you see these heels? I ain't running.
Break!
Oh, he's mad.
Fool! You would see your city razed.
I would sooner see it razed than conquered. Suffice it to say, we are ready to receive you.
That was a diva statement too.
What now, Exarch? Will you face me yourself?
I think not, General. I've quite exhausted my tricks. If you mean to give chase, I will not stand in your way. But you would do well to tread warily, for your quarry goes to a place where even Yulnor dare not bear its steel.
Oh. Where are we going?
Ilmeg, the fairy kingdom.
That's my favorite. I love some Ilmeg.
To think that mountain of indolence still had the energy to unleash his hounds. Even the most pointless of conflicts may alter a world's course. And now the plan has gone awry. But how? How did the so-called Crystal Exarch bring the hero of the Source to the First? As if I didn't have enough on my hands already.
Spoilers. This is his first real
Then
appearance.
again, with a soul such as that, mayhap there is another way. One which does not require bloodshed.
Ooh. He's got a lot of appearances in the cutscenes. Like as we've been watching through, I've been seeing
Not so long ago,
his back a
here in the
lot.
shadow of the northern ranges, lay the great kingdom of Verbert,
Looking so sexy.
a nation with a proud history that the Sin Eaters cut short, just like all the rest. Since that time,
I wear
these
my
lands have become a haven
sunglasses in
for
video
Fey
games.
folk. Dreamers frolicking amidst the ruins of a forgotten realm.
Video
We should be
games
safe
or
enough
Ilmeg,
here.
Ilmeg specifically?
It's good to see you again, my friends. I don't know about you, but it feels like years since last we met. 5 of them in my case.
Why, it only feels like one to me, but long enough to warrant a more convivial reunion either way.
I love the verbiage in
What
this
brought
game.
you to Laxon Loft?
Convivial. It's not a word you hear in everyday sentences. But it's such a
The
wonderful
girl,
word.
Minfilia, she and I were traveling together hunting Sin Eaters. But as we were nearing Lakeland, she abruptly ran off on her own. I found her too late to stop the Yulmorans from taking her prisoner. And as I was considering rescue options, I observed that the Crystarium was on the move. So I consulted the Exarch, who apprised me of the details of the operation and issued me certain instructions. Should the situation take a turn for the worse, I was to see you all safely to Ilmeg. And here we are.
Orianger has called this place home for a while now. Yet we have never called upon him, I am ashamed to say. 'Twas only at the Crystarium that we met.
Amwald, do you know who Orianger is?
Hardly surprising. This is not the sort of place one visits on a whim.
I'm not sure how familiar you are with this story at all.
Happily, having trespassed on Orianger's hospitality for a
Oh,
spell,
you've never been
Ophelia and
introduced
I
to
have an idea of
Orianger.
how things work around here. Sooner or later, the Ilmorans will come after us. But before they do, the Exarch bids us accomplish two things. First, rendezvous with Orianger. And second, eliminate the Light Warden of this land.
So, Minfilia. What made you leave Thancred behind, if you don't mind me asking?
Expletive moment.
You. The hero from another world.
Me?
I was asleep when I felt it. A presence. Someone I was meant to meet. They were close and I knew I had to go to them. But with all the commotion in Lakeland, I was afraid that Thancred wouldn't let me.
And would I have been wrong? Had I arrived a moment later, you would be back in your cell in Yulmore. And now we have Ranjit snapping at our heels. You really have outdone yourself this time.
Sassy.
I'm sorry. Thank you for saving me.
Oh, poor thing being scolded so.
Poor thing.
Poor thing.
Who said that? Show yourselves.
This is one of my favorite scenes, I think.
Come now, put away that frown and have some fun with us.
Yes, let's have some fun. Lots and lots of fun.
Which way was it to Orianger's?
Through the misty pine trees that all
I've
look
been
the
there
same.
so many times, but I can't. Why can't I remember?
Damn it all. We're already caught in their spell.
I really want to be the voice actor who is just like, wait, my script says, like, that's all I gotta do. Alright, so when you meet Orianger, I need to know in the comments whether you think he's gay or a European. That's all I gotta know. When you gotta know, you know. I mean, he could be both. That's an option too. I guess I'll make that option C. But there's this funny video on YouTube, gay or European, and it's really funny. But I guess the implication is that he's the way he is. But I'm not sure if you were a gay European, you would probably not be like Orianger. You'll see.
Rasitha, Krakleath.
No, we're found. How did this mortal know our trick?
Wait, I recognize their souls. These two have been here before. Look, twins! How adorable!
Oh.
This is a very Final
Hey,
Fantasy
with us.
scene. Very.
We have neither the time nor inclination to play. We have come to see Orianger.
Oh yes, Orianger, the peculiar one. In return for a place in Elmeg, he agreed to a riddle contest with us for 7 days and 7 nights without any sleep.
Oh, that was so much fun! We must do it again!
I'm sure he'd be delighted. Now, if you'd be so kind as to lift your spell.
7 days, no sleep, constant riddles.
Shall we? Should we?
Would we?
And implication is that he beat them.
I don't know.
Because he did get
home, so we
safe.
must indulge them.
The implication is Oriange's badass.
Right, we've made up our minds. We will lift our spell on one condition: that you first lend us a helping hand. Or 2, or 3.
Of course.
Once you've helped solve all of our troubles, we'll let you see Urianger. Pixie's honor.
Even the way she says that makes me not believe it. Like, Pixie's honor! It just, didn't sound
Well, there you have it. Pixie chores. I suggest we split up.
I hope we at least get to see me draw the sword in the cutscene. That's one of my favorite parts about this outfit. Traily swords. Love it. Okay, good. There was only one of those. So, in the meantime, we did a whole bunch of fetch quests for the fairies. We skipped all that for you viewers. I did all that work for you.
You're late! Late! I've been waiting for you to summon me ever since you came here. Waiting and waiting and waiting. But my sapling didn't so much as utter my name. Such a heartless thing he is.
Aww.
Cold and cruel and heartless!
But she's so lovable.
Another self-important little brat. Just what we need.
Reminds me of my childhood.
I was gonna say, that should be very near and dear to both of them.
All right, I'm sorry. It was a joke. Honestly, just a joke. But just now you called for me so earnestly, so fervently. I couldn't possibly stay angry at you. Very well. As your lovely branch, I will lend you my strength.
Her lovely branch. Obviously, we'd gotten to a standstill with the other fairies. I didn't think they would
Well.
even give us stuff. That's why we had to go get our
It's been too long.
branch.
Not long enough for you to think of any new games, though, apparently. If I were you, I'd be bored of myself. Now let me make something clear.
It's a great
that mortal
fairy
is mine.
insult.
No matter what you do, she will never be yours. Never, never, ever!
Oh, not even a bit. But what about the others? Surely we can keep them.
No, you can't keep them either. They're for my amusement and mine alone. And if you lay so much as a finger on my sapling, I'll scatter the contents of his bag all over your precious village.
Wait, what?
There'll be cold, hard metal, furry, festering food, stinky, sweaty small clothes, and all manner of other terrible, unmentionable things. How would you like that,
She's gonna put my dirty underwear in their village. Some people would pay high dollar for that. I don't know if we're just gonna give that away for free.
But will you not at least let us play with the twins? Just while the others go and see Urianger?
Aye, that's all we ask. And we promise we'll play nicely.
That seems bad.
It seems we won't be joining you.
Aye! We'll reveal the hidden verdict to you at once.
Now we get to see the most beautiful place in all of Final Fantasy. The most beautiful of beautifuls.
So this is the true Ilmeg.
How are you feeling?
I don't think I like Daddy Thancred.
I think I remember the way now.
I liked him better when he was a ninja.
Apologies for the delay. Shall we go and see Urianger?
Your lovely branch is useful, yes? So whenever you're in trouble, you must remember to make use of me!
Okay. Definitely something we don't get from like traditional fairies. That's most time you don't get that with the fairies.
Urianger, are you in?
Oh, here he comes. His fabulous new
Unto
outfit.
a world weary of heroes, a hero wends his way. The Exarch did send word that thou wouldst seek me out, but ne'er did I imagine thou wouldst arrive so soon.
And there's the reveal.
Full glad am I to see thee once more, my friend, and none the worse for thy travails.
He's an astrologian now, you guys. It's magic.
Run along, Minfilia. We'll meet you outside.
She's a ninja.
But
Another one for you to imbue, if you'd be so kind.
He has to make him magic ammo.
I take it thou hast met with our other comrades already?
Then we could tell him the story of all the stuff we just went through. Like catching Urianger up.
That Master Alphino and Mistress Alize now travel in thy company is of great comfort to me. As for the rest, it beginneth in earnest. The hunting of the Light Wardens, and perforce the war with Yulmore. Hark thee then to my words, and through them behold the vision that I did glimpse, that of the 8th Umbral Calamity. As I drifted hither to the first, traversing the boundary twixt reality and potentiality, I did bear witness to events yet to come. There I saw the combined forces of Eorzea and the Far East offering fierce resistance to the legions of Garlemald. So fierce, in fact, that they did begin to push the enemy back. Ilm by painful ilm at first, then Yalm by Yalm, and Malm by Malm in time. Yet the joy they felt was short-lived, for in so doing they did force the Empire's hand. Faced with defeat, the Garleans turned to a weapon most vile, Black Rose. Its potency defied all reckoning.
Okay, this should now
Once
be a
released,
poll.
the gas took on a life of its own.
Did it work?
wreaking untold carnage not only in Eorzea, but in the provinces of the Empire besides.
So now I'll pull.
From fighters upon the front lines to babes in their beds, none were spared. And as the casualties became too numerous to count, so did the fabric of civilization begin to unravel. Nor did the land itself escape unscathed.
Can't really make
For
that
spreading
bigger.
from the site of its release, Black Rose brought
1, 2, or
death
3
to
in
the
the
very
chat.
soil.
We'll let you vote. Gays, 1.
To survive
Europeans,
amidst
2.
the chaos
3
and
is just
upheaval,
odd.
men came to live by the sword, the rule of law giving way, inevitably, to the rule of might. Thus was the spark struck and the fire kindled, and swiftly did it spread as a blaze in a field of straw to engulf every corner of the world. Nations worthy of
It shows
the
up your
name
vote.
did then cease to
But I don't want to
exist.
block the whole screen.
And those souls
I'll leave it up for a
brave
while.
and true who might have risen
If
to
anybody else wants to
restore
vote,
order,
feel free. Right? I mean, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. That's what it used to look like. Everyone's dead! No! Not Thancred! My first boo! You stole his cool! What if they got me in? What kind of armor is that?
were no more. For the weapon spared not one, not even thee.
I wonder if that's the outfit I had on when I was first going through this.
An endless age of war, begotten by the blight of Black Rose. Such is the legacy of the 8th umbral calamity which I did behold.
Which I did behold.
No matter the cost, we must forestall this tragedy. To that end, I have labored during my sojourn in this world, discovering in so doing the answer to a pressing mystery.
Sojourn's a good word.
That of Black Rose's inexplicable potency.
Giggle. Phrasing!
Come. Dost thou recognize yonder chart?
If you've been to Eureka, you have. It's the chart of the elements, because I've been to Eureka. I know what this is.
Indeed. 'Tis a rendering of the elemental wheel, such as one might find in classrooms across the source. As the chart maketh plain, our world is composed of 6 elements, in addition to which there exist 2 poles in fundamental opposition. Astral, the active; umbral, the passive. As a reflection of the source, the first naturally compriseth the selfsame forces. Yet, curiously, there is a notable divergence in their nomenclature. To be specific, the denizens of this world employ not the terms astral and umbral. Thus was I moved to inquire what names said forces had been assigned. A simple question which yielded a most unexpected answer. Upon demanding the name of the pole aligned with activity and growth, I was told that as life's myriad colors combine to produce black, the people of the first had called it darkness. At this, did my mind begin to race. Yet 'twas only when I asked what name had been given to the pole aligned with passivity that mine eyes were opened to the truth. Peace and tranquility being as purest white, unmarred by color, I was told it had been given the name of light.
What? I mean...
That's umbral light and astral darkness, yes? I'm no etherologist, but it strikes me that the nomenclature of the first is rooted in the generation of the two forces, while our own appears to focus on their effects. Which makes one wonder, have we had it backwards all this time?
Nomenclature.
Nomenclature.
The devising or choosing of names for things, especially in science or other disciplines. So they just talk about just what it means? Okay, got it. That just seems like it fit weird. Why does it matter that we've had it backwards this whole time?
'Tis indeed a compelling question, and one which beareth closer examination. Yet what knowledge we already possess sufficeth to explain the chain of events. The phenomenon of etheric thinning observed in the source is the consequence of light, the power of stasis, flowing in from the first to stifle the movement of ether within the land. And according to Master Alphino, Black Rose slayeth by halting the circulation of ether within living beings. Should such a weapon be unleashed even as the first were rejoined, replete as it is with light,
we would have a disaster of untold proportions on our hands. A calamity.
Because of the extra light?
Well, at least we have a better grasp of what we're facing. Our objective, however, remains unchanged. We are to eliminate the Light Warden of Ilmeg. Speaking of which, were you able to ascertain its whereabouts?
Aye. 'Tis all but certainly ensconced within Leergier, the castle which standeth in the midst of the lake. To enter said stronghold, we must needs turn to the Pixies for aid. Fortunately, I have become quite adept at courting their cooperation. Henceforth shall I accompany you, and do all in my power to ensure that my vision doth not come to pass.
Like, he bows a lot. I think that's hella weird. He bows a lot. Okay. Oriange fixes you with his gaze. Dun dun dun!
"'Tis done. The Pixies shall be well pleased with these gifts. Ah, lest I forget.
Because don't nobody do nothing for free.
White auracite, newly forged for thy use. Our mission being to thwart a rejoining, we will most assuredly cross paths with those who crave the contrary. Our eternal enemies.
Aw, the white orsite makes you think of Moonbrenna.
Thus did I choose to abide in this ether-rich land, the better to fashion a trap for the Ascian's essence.
For anybody who doesn't know who Moonbrenna is, you gotta go back and discover how we discovered white orsite.
May I come in now?
Pray, return to the waking
You may
sands.
indeed, assuming you've finished.
I did as you asked.
That's my girl, thank you.
Damn. I've slapped him bald-headed.
I should
for that.
probably explain. Though my body remained behind in the source, its limitations saw fit to accompany me. Which is to say, I cannot manipulate ether. I took up the gunblade for its defensive advantages, but on account of my little impairment, I cannot imbue the ammunition myself. Luckily for me, Minfilia has quite a talent for it.
Minfilia,
And
once we
still
set forth, we are
lets
not
him
like to return
be
for
mean to
some
her,
while.
like treat her like a
If
pet.
thou wouldst choose tomes to take with thee, let it be now.
Really? May I?
Of course, my dear. Yet have care thou dost not add overmuch to thy burden, lest I incur Thancred's ire.
Look at that smooth panning.
Hast thou spoken to him of thine encounter with the Minfilia of Eld?
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any. As you know, I freed young Minfilia from captivity in Yulmore some 3 years past. Not long after, the two of us journeyed to the south of Armareng, to the edge of the Empty, where the flood was halted. It was there that she awakened. The Minfilia of old. My Minfilia.
What? We thought we lost her. I guess we're about to get a vibe, because that's what the thing does. Our blessing of light lets us see into other people's memories. It's quite invasive.
Tell me, what must I do to bring you back?
My dearest Thancred, as I am now, I am no different from an Ascian. This child is but a vessel. One of many I have used that I might spread word of her enduring blessing and preserve the flame of hope. In my name, each has died, never having lived her own life.
I'll be right back.
I have taken enough from these children.
I'm still listening.
I will take no more.
But what of your suffering? Your sacrifice? This isn't fair! I will not stand for it. I cannot! There must be something we can do. Tell me!
Should the day come when this child grows weary of fighting and wishes to cast it all aside, then shall I take up her burden. But should she wish instead to become the master of her own destiny, then shall I bequeath to her my all. Imbued with the strength that I reserve for rebirth, she may come to wield my powers as her own.
And what of my wishes? What of Flamine's? What of all the people who love and care for you and want nothing more than to see you again?
It is not their decision to make. It is hers. This child's. This Minfilia's. you have ever watched over me, Thancred.
See? Didn't even miss me.
Now I ask that you do the same for her. Protect her. Teach her. Stand by her as you stood by me. There is much and more she does not know. She needs a guide to show her the ways of the world, or she will never find her own path.
I'm breathing hard because I had to run. Damn, I'm getting
When
fat.
the time comes,
I'm getting fat.
you will find me here. Until that day.
Minfilia, wait!
What happened?
So what are our thoughts here now? I mean, like, is that being like, Minfilia is out there fighting the good fight somewhere, but not on either of these planets? According to that. So what is what I take away from it.
And then she was gone. Minfilia, the girl, claims to have no recollection of any of it. I have told her many things, where we came from, what we fight for. But of that day, I have not spoken.
How do you want this to end? It seems like a good question to ask. Obviously, Thancred and Minfilia had a love thing previously. In case you didn't catch that.
With the coming of another possessed of the blessing of light, the first hath begun to rise up in defiance of its fate. The question remaineth, however, who shall take up the flame of hope which Minfilia hath borne for so long? Whether we will it or no, the choice must soon be made.
I'm sorry I took so long. It was so hard to choose. In the end, I settled on just the one.
Smart, because that book looks
That
half
is
as
well.
big as she is.
Now, if all is in order, let us set forth for Lida Loran.
Okay, so let's do that. Onward. This was a fun dungeon, actually. Which, if you did want to do it with people, you can actually do that with the characters. Like, they'll come with you.
Well fought!
It was a fun dungeon. They have this like puzzle maze thing.
Amazing!
Although I will say, it's not my favorite dungeon because it has that little puzzle thing.
Oh, you do
But
not hold
doing it the one
back.
time was fun.
but I would have it no other way. Seldom have I enjoyed such sport.
Such sport?
We have satisfied thy demands. Wilt thou now satisfy ours?
No.
Of course. Of course.
Well, guess I was wrong.
There it is, the relic you seek. Yours for the taking. Have care you do not break it, though, yes.
I forget why we needed the relic. I think it was to turn Minfilia into the light working or something.
Ah, but you, my friend, you are mighty indeed, and pleasing to the eye besides.
Ooh, he just called me cute.
More? I want to see more of him!
Whoa, this sounds like rape.
Yes! Yes! I could watch him forever!
Why don't we just make him one of us? Yes! One of us!
Uh-oh.
One of us! One of us! One of us!
One of us! One of us! One of us!
What a fine idea! Why ever didn't I think of that? You may have the crown, but in exchange, we will have you!
I don't know. Uh-oh. Maybe the dungeon was on the way out. We might have to fight our way out.
Wake up! Wake up, damn you!
And it looks like it didn't go well. We're literally in the water.
Ah, you're alive. Thank the gods.
But thank God we got that blessing with
I
that
don't know
God.
where
Let's
you
breathe
learned to
underwater.
breathe underwater, but it's lucky you can.
It is lucky. I probably would have died a lot of times if I couldn't have breathed underwater.
I'm sure you had your reasons. But the first rule of dealing with the Fwath is do not deal with the Fwath. It's said that they are born from the souls of the drowned. Were it not for your little trick, you'd have joined them. Your friends are safely back on dry land, in case you were wondering. They'll be searching for you, I expect.
They're like, they got expelled and they were just like, okay, bye, and then tried to kill me with water. And I can breathe underwater.
That's the royal capital of the Kingdom of Verbert down there. It's seen better days. They were a stubborn lot, the Verbertites. Set in their ways. But once you got to know them, you couldn't find a more welcoming people. It always froze over in winter, being up in the mountains. So we'd pull up our chairs round the fire and trade tales over steaming bowls of lamb stew, while the street lamps burned hot and bright outside. All dead and buried now. Them and anyone else who might remember. Everything we did. Everything we gave. What was it for? I wonder. I hope you'll have a better answer than this when all's said and done.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay. That seemed like a little extra cutscene. I'm not sure what that was about. They're trying
Oh,
to
thank
endear
goodness.
us.
There you are. Those Numo were rather frightening. I'm glad you're safe.
What a weird... I see you use daggers. What? You needn't worry about me. I'm glad you're safe too. They all, no matter what this answer is, you can... Thanks for lurking. Appreciate it. You can... It doesn't matter. Like, it's not relevant. Gives you the illusion of choice, but there is none.
No.
Much like life.
Of course. How silly of me. You're a hero. The Minphilius before me battled Sin Eaters as part of the Yulmoran army. But that had all changed by the time I was found. They held me captive, so that I wouldn't follow in the others' footsteps. I'd still be in my cell now had Thancred not spirited me away. When he found me, I knew nothing of the world. I didn't know how to live, let alone fight. Thancred once told me that if the efforts to summon you failed, it would fall to me to face the Light Wardens. I realized then that it was the only reason he kept me close. As a contingency. The truth is, he can't stand to be around me. Because I'm not her. I'm not his Minphilia. Once, we journeyed to Nabatha together, to the place where the Oracle appeared and stayed the flood. As we drew near, I felt as though I was fading away. I shut my eyes and covered my ears, and then...
Then
I'm not
what?
sure what happened after that. I have a vague feeling that I said something to him. Only it wasn't me at all. It was her. Afterwards, Thancred didn't say a word. Only kept to himself and brooded. There's nothing I can do for him. Nothing I can offer but my presence. Though it only reminds him of his loss. She should be the one to live on. That's why I tried to find you, because I knew that was what she wanted. But now that you're here, I'm not entirely sure what it was she intended me to do. Was I meant to tell you something, or bring you to someone, or somewhere? I can feel the answer at the edge of my mind, just out of reach. What is that?
Titania. Spoilers.
Why? Why did you imprison us?
Because she looks scary. Real scary.
Such boredom. Such tedium have we suffered. It is unfair. Unfair. Come. Come and play with us.
She's so scary.
It came from the castle.
She's so scary. You can tell about the dramatic music.
This is everything I have. Please see it delivered to the Nemo. I will bear word to Thancred and the others.
Why'd you just give me all her stuff? That seems weird. Aww.
Ah, my medallion! You found it! Oh, I know not how to thank you. It is my most treasured possession. A gift from a dear departed soul.
Aww. Spoilers, I can't tell you.
He was a traveler, and together we journeyed to the ends of the world and back again. When I was young. In those days, I could not speak, but we found joy in each other's company nonetheless. Oh, the memories. This medallion he found during an adventure, fashioned it into a necklace for me, his partner in crime. I had not the words to tell him then, but it filled my heart with pride.
Because not all Amro
I
talk.
was so happy.
This one does, though, but only later in life.
His name was Ardbert. And he was my friend.
Like, what kind of name is Ardbert?
Thou sayest.
Everyone blamed him for the flood. Him and his comrades.
Seems likely that
Some few spoke up for them, of the many whose lives they had touched. But as the years went by, their voices were drowned out by those who only uttered the adventurers' names as a curse. It was too much to bear, and so I left behind men and their lies, and came to this place. Ardbert was a trusting soul, constantly being drawn into the troubles of others. Yet, in spite of this, he never thought twice when he saw someone in need.
Same.
He always tried
Welcome
to
in,
help.
HK. Good
It
to
was
see
no
you.
different then. The world needed heroes.
What's your opinion?
It needed
Is
him.
Ariange
And yet,
gay, bisexual, weird?
he was a good man.
I don't know why those are the only two choices, but
I wish
so he's
I
some
could have
kind of
told
weird.
him that, at least.
There's something not normal about that guy. But then I'm like, that implies that straight people are like the normal, and coming from me, that probably shouldn't be a thing. Am I being my own gaysist? I'm being gaysist to myself. I'm sure Ardbert knows how you feels because he just saw you say it. He's right over there, in ghost form.
You remind me of him. Your kindness.
Aww. If only to see me
When
playing
we
humankind.
Amaro were created, we were granted the ability to perceive souls. Thus did we recognize our masters. That ability has long since faded from our kind.
I feel like his face is kind of like a cross
Due,
between.
perhaps, to my reversion, I can see your soul. Faintly, but surely.
Like a llama. And a bird.
It is reminiscent of Ardbert's. Strikingly so. Of course, you are you and no one else. We are defined not by the soul we are born with, but the path we walk. Nevertheless, I cannot help but feel that this is more than mere coincidence. Which is why I will place my faith in you. The relic. It is yours.
something happened at Lida Loran.
Together with the twins, we were playing tricks on some nasty mortals to stop them from setting foot in Il Meg. At first, they ran off screaming, which was lots of fun. But then a scary, bony, wrinkly old mortal came along and spoiled everything. None of our tricks seemed to work on him, which is no fun at all. And now they're getting closer and closer.
He's a bad man,
Ranjit.
I'm sure.
If he manages to find his way in, all our efforts will have been for naught.
As thou sayest. Should we be discovered ere our mission here is complete, and the Light Warden yet liveth, our task will be rendered nigh impossible. If we are to prevail, we must needs divide our forces. Thus do I propose the following. Whilst thou salliest forth to meet with the Light Warden, we shall join in the effort to obstruct the trespassers.
I can't tell if I love or hate the way he talks.
Should we succeed in staying their advance, all the
I hate
better.
reading it, I'll tell you that.
Yet even should we fail, if we can but delay our enemy's arrival long enough for thee to secure victory, our plan may still be deemed a success.
Like, when I do
So
these
the moment
quests
the lights go
that
out,
are not
we
voiced,
all beat a hasty
and I'm
retreat,
reading them
yes?
myself, Oriange is the worst.
Let me come with you. I have the blessing too.
Bless you, Gesundheit.
No, Midfelia. You'll only get underfoot. Now come.
He's mean. I don't like Daddy Thancred.
I wish there were more I could do. Please be careful.
That is sad. Like, if you have pets, if you ever had, like that dog you loved, that's what makes me think of the Amara. You're like, oh, that dog, oh. That's kind of, you know, how they treated him. But in this world, like, I love my Chocobo. I'd be really upset if Smoke died. Be sad. If you're new to Final Fantasy, we get Chocobos. So, join us. Get your own Chocobo. Fall in love with it. Light Warden Titania. I'm not sure why there's no sound all of a sudden. Ah, so much time lost, so much frolicking undone. We must make up for it. We must. Begin by playing with you! This music's good.
We can play no more.
I wonder if it was just that one. I wonder if that's a glitch on like Final Fantasy side, because obviously there it is. What are you fa-la-la-la-lying at? That the sound just went away randomly? Me too. Look at all the pretty sparklies around the outside of that. New computer doing just fine. Streaming, recording, streaming. Old computer, bought it brand new out of the box. Couldn't even get 9 FPS on this game. Spent $800 on a brand new computer and it won't even run Final Fantasy. There's something wrong with the world, just saying. Final Fantasy is not a hard game to be running. Never buy an HP. Oh, that looks so cool with the glasses on. Yes, I love the sunglasses. They're my favorite. I look like a badass no matter what. We brought night back. to Ilmeg. And arguably, night is the prettiest time in Ilmeg. Arguably.
You have freed our fallen king. Not that I expected any less, my Snayak.
Snayak. Makes me think of Snoo Snoo from Futurama. Not sure why. They don't mean the same thing,
the
obviously.
crown, the scepter, the shoes. The time has come for these relics to serve their true purpose. For they are not only keys to the castle, they are also blessings to be bestowed upon the new king. The way into the castle is opened when it is time to relieve the reigning monarch of the throne. And the brave soul who does the deed has the honor of taking their place. However, should you ascend the throne, you will become one of us, never again to live as men do. My adorable sapling, my precious mortal. We Fae folk live forever, but such is not your virtue. To strive for a dream you will never see, to sow seeds that others might one day taste the fruits of your garden, that is the beauty of your kind.
Aww.
Burn bright and shine as only you can. These blessings, your lovely branch will accept in your stead.
I thought when we first went through this, she gave us a choice. Like, do you want this or nah? But nope, she just rolled through like, oh yeah, you can't handle this. Let me just go ahead and do it for you. Take all this power and stuff. Yeah. Let me just take that. I will say she looks much less creepy than Titania did.
Kinla, Ilichla, Ilmek, Okbra.
Kingdom of Rainbows is what Ilmeg means in fairy. But that dress.
Shall we attend to those unwise enough to trespass in our realm?
I don't know if we get to see them kick butt. I hope so. I hope we get to see them kick butt. I bet fairies are pretty awesome fighters. Hiya!
Confound it! How did they get here so fast?
Slammered.
Damn these pixies and their tricks!
How in the seven hells?
Listen well. We come in pursuit of villains who have fled to this land. You know who and where they are. Now show yourselves and answer me, before I lose my patience.
Oh, stop! It hurts! It hurts!
I mean, fairies are immortal, though. I mean, like... I mean, did she, though? I think if I'd been given the choice to become an immortal fairy princess,
Enough.
I might have taken that
Lift
choice.
the enchantment.
Minfilia, willful child. How many times must I come to collect you?
At least once more.
I won't return to Yulmul. And I won't let you hurt my friends.
I really thought she was gonna say feelings. Can't hurt my feelings.
What is this stance? Where did you learn it? No oracle I trained would make such an unseemly show of herself. Know your shame, gal. You're powerless. You have no life nor purpose, save that which our master sees fit to permit.
That bastard. Ooh, at least I got a kick in.
Who are you to dictate her purpose? To lock her away and deny her a life?
You're right.
If she was powerless, it's because of you, you sanctimonious swine. But no longer.
Fool! Defiance only begets more suffering. It is through acceptance alone that one may find solace in this god's-forsaken world.
The facial expressions.
Look! The sky!
We did it!
He's done it.
In my opinion,
warrior
being
of
immortal
darkness
is kind of
has
scary,
triumphed.
though. Outliving your friends and family is just plain terrifying for me.
General?
I mean,
What are our orders?
I get that,
What do we do?
but I kind of live that life normally. Like, I'm the youngest person
We
in my
do
family,
what we
so I feel
came
like
to
I'm gonna
do.
outlast them all.
Subdue this rabble and find the warrior of darkness.
It is something you learn to accept. Right, and I mean,
Forward, men!
you know,
Take the villains captive!
there'll always be more people. There's plenty of people everywhere. And sometimes the family you choose is just as good as the one you were born with.
I said!
Terrorists! Axla Orwain! Axla Orwain!
What? What's happening?
Oh, he's definitely dead.
Water? That wasn't there before. Ah!
Yep, that guy's dead.
Orwai Kansasi, Orwai Kinsi. Help me!
Yep, those two are dead. I feel like once they're turned into those things, they're dead. So that guy's
What's
dead.
the matter with you? Get a hold of yourselves, damn it!
I mean, you think this not being a very graphic game, but they're killing people left and right here. These guys are screwed. Yep.
General, they come in greater numbers. We must retreat.
Good. That's a smart man right there. But he's Ranjit. I mean,
All who stand with a warrior of darkness shall face justice. My master demands it.
I feel like only somebody as badass as Ranjit can say that while retreating. It made it look like a very credible threat coming from Ranjit. And that dress. It's a good thing she can fly. Oh, now we get like the heartfelt reconciliation at the end. Like, oh my god, well, let me tell you about this battle. It was so crazy.
I
Natalia's
see.
crazy.
Well, it's a good thing Faye all volunteered to become king in your stead, for all our sakes.
I mean, I might have could have helped you as
We
an
are grateful
immortal
for your
flat fairy
timely
god,
aid,
but-
Feoul, or should I say, your majesty.
It was the first night in recent memory. We all of us but wish to make the most of it. That's
Right.
something you must
'Cause
remember
I guess
about
as
us
immortal
faithful.
fairies.
Though our existence may be eternal, we exist only for the present. We live in the here and now, paying no mind to futures that may or may not be.
Some
To
could argue
wit,
this
we are
why
not driven as men are. We cannot fight for such causes as men do.
they were not. They're
Does
not
that mean you
inherently
won't
good
aid us
or
against
evil.
the Sin Eaters?
Fairies are just fairies.
Not unless the mood takes us.
Chaotic
but
neutral,
if it was to
if you
repay
will.
a debt, well then, that's another matter. To take back as much as is taken. To create as much as is destroyed. To give as much as is received. Such is the way of Ilmeg. By this law, we shall lend you our strength, in return for the beautiful sky you have restored to us. In times of need, do not hesitate to call.
What will you say? I'll be sad to lose you. What about our pact? Who's gonna go get my shit from the
Silly
source?
sapling. I shall remain at your side.
Okay, phew.
Even should my body be in the castle, 'tis a simple thing to have a little part of me accompany you. Treat them as you would Isnefis.
I never noticed I can't say her name all of a sudden. Alize. Her face. Face. Her face.
All seems well at the Crystarium.
Yes. Yormor was plainly more concerned with finding us. How flattering.
I'm like, do we know who he is yet?
You certainly took your time. I had half
not.
resolved to complete the task myself.
And you are...
Love it.
Were one to study the annals of Garlean history, one would find yonder visage on many a page. Though by rights its youth should long since have faded.
Well, well, we have a historian in our midst. That spares me a lengthy explanation. I am Solus Sos Galvus, founding father of the Garlean Empire, and under various guises, the architect of myriad other imperially inclined nations. As for my true identity, I am Emmett Selk, Asian.
Gaius spoke of you. A native of the Source.
Equal in rank to La Habrea. And you came all this way just to introduce yourself to us?
La Habrea inhabited Thancred at one point. He's probably mad about
Behold the sky, restored to its former glory. Have you ever seen a more affecting spectacle? Oh, it is truly, deeply infuriating. Do you have any idea how much you have delayed the rejoining?
it. So much, like hopefully all the way.
Following the flood, the first had been listing ever further towards the light, towards stasis. The end was in sight. Enter man and his indomitable spirit. He would haul the world back from the brink.
Like an anchor.
And adding his lumpen weight to the power of growth, he duly tipped the scales, if only by a fraction. Yet a fraction was enough to spoil the perfect imbalance needed to bring about a rejoining.
Yep.
Had mankind continued to live in idleness under Vorthri's rule, all the conditions would have been met.
Which is why we're mad about it.
But you had to come and ruin it all. Thanks to your meddling, light supremacy is in doubt, and our painstakingly laid plans are in tatters.
Well, I should begin by thanking you for confirming Urianger's theories on the inner workings of the Calamity. He will be most pleased.
I mean,
as for what
he's
happens
standing
next,
right there.
might I suggest you admit defeat and walk away?
Happy to let me go, are you?
Bye, bitch.
Because the murderous glint in your eye suggests otherwise. Indeed, it is enough to make me think better of confronting you alone.
Smart.
Look, it did cross my
Switch to my
mind to
standing
simply
desk while this
side with
happens.
Vorthri and kill you all. But that's no different from what La Habre did. And we all know how well that ended for him. And so, while it is liable to be troublesome,
I wonder what this is going to do to my
I
camera.
have settled upon a different approach. Cooperation. I will not raise a hand to hinder your hunt for the Light Wardens. If you desire it, I will even lend you my knowledge and strength.
Knowledge and strength. I feel like it's a trap. Just feel like it's a trap.
Since time immemorial, you and yours have labored to rejoin the 13 shards, at the cost of countless lives. Do you expect us to believe that your objective has suddenly changed?
Wow, it goes all the way up like that.
Nay, our objective is the same as it ever was. Though I dare say, you do not know our motive. A war waged without knowledge of the enemy is no war. It is mere bloodletting. Just once, might we not seek to find common ground? For good or ill, I am immortal. Provided I have the inclination, I can always begin anew, scheme and conspire to my heart's content. But this time I thought that I might instead try to see eye to eye, to understand what drives the hero of the source, to determine if our goals are truly incompatible. So come, shed your preconceptions. See beyond the unscrupulous villains you take us for. When all is said and done, we may find ourselves pleasantly surprised. The proud discoverers of a path of cooperation rather than opposition. Think of it.
Thou hast delivered thy proposal, and we would not dismiss it outright. If I may offer thee counsel, however, to make thy case via an illusion reflecteth poorly upon thy sincerity.
I mean, you did try to throw a card at him, though.
My apologies. You will forgive me if I'm not entirely at ease in the presence of a famed Ascian Slayer. I felt it only prudent to take precautions. Nonetheless, your counsel is duly noted. I take my leave, friends. Rest assured, we shall meet again soon.
Mm-hmm. We shall indeed, Emmett Silk. He's quite the rapscallion, if I do say so myself. Again, we're back to the inn room. Every time I come in here, I'm like being watched. It's just a given. Just accept it. I almost lit this lighter. My pocket. I'm gonna take it out of my pocket.
From the Exarch, is it? And with that mirror of his, he can watch your every move, you know. He'll probably think you're talking to yourself. And still, he's keeping you well fed. Judging by his people's faith in him, he seems to be a decent sort. But so much about him remains shrouded in mystery. Like, what was he doing back in my day? There was no such person when I was around. A lot's happened since the flood, though. Since I was set adrift. I know little more than you do of this city's history in the Exarch's past. Not that it matters. It's Emmett Selk we should be concerned about. When our world was about to be consumed by light, the Ascian in white appeared before us. He said that the only way for us to live on was to bring about the rejoining.
Hits the moon, you guys. References. Endwalker. Woot woot!
Desperate as we were, we heeded his words, not realizing that the flood was of the Ascian's own making. They cannot be trusted. None of them. But Emmett Selk had one thing right. One should not fight blindly. That's what we did. And it cost us everything we held dear.
Tell me about Seto. Not everything, friend.
What? What about Seto? What is there to say? All right. He's done some growing. When we were traveling together, he was nowhere near as big. And he obviously couldn't speak. I had no idea how much that medallion meant to him. What about you, anyway? You must have a friend like Seto. Chocobo, perhaps? Come on, you tell me something for a change.
I sure do. Chocobo named Smoke. Saved my life so many times. And literally every time I have to leave him to die, I feel so bad about it. I feel so bad. But he gives his life for me because I can just resummon him wherever I'm at. So, you know, I don't feel that bad. Somebody ate all my sandwiches? There's no way I ate all those sandwiches and have abs like that. Just no way. Ooh, wait. Oh, I was like, was that the end? No way. The wheel turns. Look at that. If that's a Wheel of Time reference, I would be impressed. If you haven't watched Wheel of Time on Prime yet, you should. It's great. See my video about it. It's in the channel. General chat. That hidden preview, it's out there now. If you don't know what the Wheel of Time is, that will kind of explain it.
Ah, there you are. You're just in time to welcome our guest.
I thought it was going to be Ranjit.
Please. Did I not explicitly tell you that we would be meeting again soon?
I don't know why everybody was so surprised.
Lest you forget, I
mean,
made you a
it's not who I was
promise.
expecting, but
I have no intention of meddling with your mission. I come only to
surprised.
observe.
Nosy Asians.
Your Exarch friend in particular has piqued my curiosity. Summoning you all like that. Most impressive.
You honestly expect us to believe you've come only to observe? Or that you might deign to lift a finger to aid our cause if called upon? Even if there were a sliver of truth in your words, I would never accept your help. Not in my darkest hour. Not after all the suffering your kind has wrought.
So petty. I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. Wage your war against the Sin Eaters, put each and every Light Warden to the sword, prove yourselves heroes, brave and true, and I will be glad to embrace you as allies. Allies worthy of bearing the burden of truth.
Call me a doubting
Surely
Mustafa.
such a partnership would be preferable to yet another round of fisticuffs.
I think I prefer the fisticuffs.
And thus did the olive branch wither and die. Pity.
Yep, goodbye.
Well, let no man say I did not try, futile as it was. Though I suspect you will seek me out when you grow tired of making the same mistakes. Difficult decisions lie ahead of you. Decisions best made with the benefit of knowledge to which only the Eternal are privy. For now, I shall resume my shadowy vigil. Whatever you choose to do, make sure it's worth watching, would you?
What was that all about?
A vain attempt to make us doubt our chosen course, most like. As if we'd believe a word that passed his lips. Unless you think there is some truth in what he says.
Can't make it go away. I didn't realize you guys were watching that either. Not one jot. He's got no truth. He's a lying son of a hoo-ha.
I share your suspicion, of course. But if he simply meant to lead us astray, he could have done so without revealing himself. At least not in the manner he did. It goes without saying that an alliance with the Ascians is out of the question. But since we have no way of knowing where they might be hiding, it seems only logical to press on with our mission, even if our enemy seems content for it to succeed.
Then let us discuss the Sin Eaters. I would begin by thanking you all for your efforts thus far. In striking down the Light Wardens of Lakeland and Ilmeg, you have accomplished more in your short time here than all of our forces managed in the last century.
That may be, but the Wardens of Calusia, Armarang, and Raktika remain.
It's a lot of Wardens.
Indeed, and their precise whereabouts are as yet unknown. Which is why I propose we divide our forces and conduct a systematic survey of each region. Once we have found our quarry, we may then determine how best to proceed.
I'll take Armarang in that case. I know the lie of the land well enough.
The lie of the land? Isn't it supposed to be
If
the
there are
lay
no
of the
objections,
land?
I will make for Calusia. I have connections there both in and around Yulmore that may prove useful.
Then I would ask that you journey to Raktika. There you will find Y'shtola, With her assistance, I doubt the Warden will evade your grasp for long.
Is Y'shtola the conjurer you and Urianger used to talk about?
That's right. Though we haven't spoken much since she left for the forest.
I fear I may be to blame for that. I had every intention of relaying the news of your arrival, but she is disinclined to speak with me.
Uh-oh.
You have visited her, have you not? Might I trouble you to...
Would be no trouble.
My thanks. While you are all out in the field, I shall be here attending to business. I had somewhat fancifully contemplated joining the search myself, but other matters demand my attention.
Burdens of being a ruler.
What's that?
A missive from Lord Vorthry. He invites me to join him in Yulmore to discuss the recent conflict at Leda Luran.
And? Did he even bother to offer any bait? It's obviously a trap.
I should be surprised if it were not. Nevertheless, I must seize this opportunity to speak with him, even if only a few words are exchanged.
I don't know to what purpose.
Though my power will be much diminished so far from the tower, it is a risk I am willing to take. Master Alphino, might I impose upon you to accompany me to Yulmore prior to beginning your reconnaissance? Of course. Then let us make ready. Safe travels to you all.
Party soon divided. Kind of makes me want to skip some of these, but I don't. You never know when they're gonna squeeze in some expletive that is important. But the Great Wood is.
No matter how far he goes, man cannot resist looking back on the path he has walked. The untold stories and secrets of the past can be more alluring than the promise of tomorrow. And so he braves the forests of Raktika in search of mystery and wonder. Of Ronka, to which all seekers of hidden truths are inevitably drawn.
I've been playing too much Satisfactory.
We have arrived.
I'm like, damn, the chainsaw's gonna be going for
Vast
hours.
though these woods may be, they are, by and large, uninhabitable. Not so the swamps of Sidia, however, whose sparse foliage permitted man a foothold.
No lands must remain beyond our grasp. Go forth, conquer, rule!
What the fuck, bro?
Forgive me. A sudden pang of nostalgia for those halcyon days. Exploring virgin territories, subjugating primitive peoples, all for the glory of Garlemald.
If you've brought your ivory standard, I'll be happy to tell you where to stick it.
There's probably fan fiction of
Can
that.
we not simply take a moment to enjoy the view together? Or would you rather I spied on you from the shadows?
I'd rather you spy on me from the shadows.
Much more of this, and I may very well begin to regret my show of good faith.
Less wordy talk.
If you really want to stay, then help us fight.
No, I think not. I am an observer, nothing more.
So keep your mouth
Even
shut then.
shielded by the shadows of these boughs, I feel the light's presence most keenly. To accompany you is taxing enough. To fight is out of the question.
I will suffer your company if I must, but not your commentary.
Gotta love the verbiage. It's a good thing we like the music. It's not repetitive at all.
I see little sign of recent activity, nor hath any meaningful progress been made with the reconstruction. Mayhap Y'shtola sought shelter elsewhere. Come, let us quit this place.
Now, surround them!
Is this how you...
These senators, they're not like the others.
What?
There's a reason for that. Lower your weapons, please. We mean you no harm.
How is it they can speak?
It's a Sin Eater trick. They mean to kill us all.
What? I'm gonna, Koopa?
That will seem a lot less amusing when we are forced to kill them.
I mean,
Oh, for the
that's a
love of-
real Final Fantasy
I had
right there.
hoped that by accompanying you, we might come to understand one another. But all I have come to understand is that you have a knack for inflaming the natives. You've committed the cardinal sin of boring me. And so I retire to the shade. Good luck.
Handy trick, that.
There! Did you see that one disappear?
You feel like they would have shot him for that. Like, that would have incited violence
preferred
in
La
my book,
Habrea.
I think. If I was them.
Enough. Runard, report.
I don't know why they question mark her. Like,
Master Matoya!
we know that voice.
We apprehended them as you ordered, but are you certain these are Sin Eaters?
This was another
The intense light of the ether I saw was unmistakable.
wardrobe change.
If not Sin Eaters, then what?
The big reveal. The Y'shtola glam.
'Tis passing queer that Y'shtola should mistake us for the enemy, is it not? Mayhap it hath been too long since last she beheld the radiance of thine ether. Master Matoya, hath time truly made strangers of us?
Nay, I recognize you, Urianger, Thancred. And this is Minfilia of the First, of whom you spoke before.
Just so. And knowing as thou must that we come in peace, might I prevail upon thee to have thy comrades lower their arms?
First
hey, bitch,
explain
you
this
know
other
us. Can you have
presence
them
in
put
your company.
the guns down?
The
Come
one
on.
I know not. There is but one manner of creature in this world whose ether is suffused with such an abundance of light.
Girl, it's me. You don't recognize me?
Mine apologies, Master Matoya, but thou art mistaken. Before thee standeth our dearest comrade, the truest hero among us.
So, like, girl, we go way back.
Though he is but
Remember Papa
recently
Limo?
arrived here in the
Papa
First,
Limo.
not one but 2 Light Wardens have already perished by his most puissant hand.
Puissant. Love it.
It cannot be.
Nice to see you too, Master Matoya. Like, I'd leave my hands up with the quotation marks. Master Matoya.
Master Matoya?
Lower your weapons.
I feel like if I was
Forgive us this hostile
actually
welcome.
this character, every time I saw Yashtola, I would draw my
I would
weapon
give
from
you
here
a
on
proper
forth.
introduction
Just
to
be like, is this
Raktika
how
and
we
its
greet
people?
But like, it's just a thing we do. It's just a thing we do. In case you're wondering why I turned the camera off, I'm doing some exercises in the background. My standing desks, getting my squats in for the day. Maybe work up a little body heat. It's getting cold in here. Need to make the computer do more graphically intensive things.
Slitherbow is the largest of the blessed settlements.
Bless you.
They worship no gods, instead revering darkness itself. It is a curious kind of faith, but one which has granted them the strength to persevere in the wake of the flood.
This is very Kugane-esque music.
I hope you weren't expecting a grand feast by way of welcome. They are a simple people. Now, I would hear of your travels away from prying ears. Come.
So all this shit happened, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, we did this, we killed that guy, we killed this light warden, we killed that light warden, then we had to fight some fairies, and...
I
wow,
see.
it's been a busy week.
And now you seek the Light Warden of Raktika.
Yep.
In the days after I arrived in the First, I too relied upon the Crystal Exarch for guidance. But his penchant for secrecy and the telling of half-truths soon lost him my trust. And thus did I strike out on my own. My work eventually led me here to the forest, which I've come to know like the back of my hand. I cannot say with certainty where your quarry is hiding, but I am confident I can narrow the search.
Well, go on then.
Some few thousand years ago, this forest stood at the heart of the Empire of Ronka. A great many relics of that civilization can still be found to the east in Ixmaya. Or rather, could be found, were the area not fiercely guarded. Ixmaya, you see, is home to a tribe of warriors whose lineage is said to date back to the time of the Empire.
Oof.
Any attempt to enter their territory is met with lethal
Double
force.
spiky heels.
They offer no warnings, and
Look
suffer
more
no
stable.
trespasser to escape. Needless to say, my every attempt to survey the area has been thwarted.
Mayhap the Warden hideth there, full knowing none may approach it for fear of these protectors.
As for the tablet,
Tablet? I don't remember why we need a tablet.
I find the timing of its discovery suspiciously convenient. If I did not know better, I would think someone was trying to curry favor with me. Regardless, it will take time to decipher these writings. Yet I would not be at all surprised if they somehow held the key to entering Ixmaya unmolested. The Exarch has a nose for serendipity.
If there is aught I can do to assist thee in unraveling their secrets, thou needst only ask.
Thank you, Urianger. I may well take you up on that offer. While we set to work, might I suggest you take a tour of the city? Should you be in any doubt as to the importance of your role as the Warrior of Darkness, the people here will surely cure you of it.
I must say, Ishtola, while most of us have struggled to come to terms with our altered circumstances, you seem to have adapted rather well.
Lest you forget, Master Matoya and I dedicated our lives to uncovering the truth which hides at the heart of our world. Though separate, the fate of this reflection is nevertheless bound to that of our home. That I would be daunted by such an invaluable opportunity is absurd. But what of you, Thancred? Could it be that you are still struggling to come to terms with the nature of your young companion?
My struggles are none of your concern. Quite why you would speak thus and in this company, I do not know. Perhaps you left more of yourself back in the source than I assumed. If you'll excuse me.
So intense. Not even camping.
He understands that I'm not the same. That I'm not her.
Understands, perhaps, but does not accept. The question being whether he ever will. And whether you will, more importantly. As difficult as your circumstances may be, they are yours, not his. 'Tis you and you alone who bears ultimate responsibility for your life.
It's life lessons.
But you need not make any hard choices now. Why not go and get some fresh air, clear your head?
And I guess that's what she did. Saying goodbye. Going back down. Oh no! Nice.
It seemed
Still
only
not
right
perfect.
that we show our faces. May we join you?
Let us begin.
And now we pray.
I thank you all for coming to pay respects to our fallen daughter of the night. In the light, she was known as Todia, but in the dark, we shall remember her always as Menine. Let us each take a moment to offer her our prayers. we entrust her now to the night's sweet embrace. In darkness will she be free from pain and suffering, now and forevermore. May her soul find peace in the sunless sea of heaven, and in the love we bear for her in our hearts.
Oh.
That vessel represents the night sky, the sunless sea of heaven.
I think I broke Twitch on my phone.
We call upon you now, O bringer of shadow, to lead this gentle soul unto the sea. We call upon you, O warrior of darkness, to deliver her unto paradise everlasting.
That's kind of funeral I want. That went dark, but it seems nice. He's doing a good job.
I am told you assisted in the preparations for the service. On behalf of the Blessed, you have my sincerest thanks. The enduring legend of the Warrior of Darkness owes much to the traditions of these people. And none were more ardent in their faith than Todia. She would have been greatly moved by your presence.
I would like to have met her. You know I don't deserve such reverence, or nothing. You know I don't deserve such reverence. Anybody could do what we do.
You might not deliver her to the heavens, but if you could deliver the night sky to her people, the real night sky, it would be the next best thing. Their prayers would finally be answered. They could gaze up at the firmament and see their ancestors in every twinkle of the stars.
Every twinkle of the star.
We cannot allow their hopes and dreams to drown in the light. We have to bring back the dark. If we don't, who will? Forgive me, thinking of all those we have lost.
No, it's all right. We will bring back the dark.
It's a weird thing to say.
Mayhaps sooner than later, in fact. Urianger and I have finished deciphering the tablet, and its contents were most illuminating. Let us reconvene in my chambers. We have much to discuss.
I've actually said that before in our life, I'm just saying. What seems fine to you? I must have missed that chat. Now I'm confused. Hold on. I was kind of working on something else off screen. I'm like, I don't know why I should hold. I should just wait. Like,
These paintings, they seem familiar. Depictions of heroes throughout history. The Age of Gods, the Empire of Ronka, and this. There was a man, a researcher who pored over these pieces. He offered us work when we needed it, slaying beasts, delivering provisions. A funny old bugger he was, but he had a good heart.
Funny old bugger he was.
He believed this first painting dated back to a time of myth and legends. A tribute to the heroes of a long-forgotten era.
I feel like I
was
always broke
rediscovered
Twitch
by
on
an
something or
explorer
other,
from
like
Ronka.
everything
He
I
was so
touch
struck
electronically
by its
just
majesty
breaks.
that a second painting was commissioned, commemorating the heroes of their day. One day you will all be here too, he said. Heroes immortalized forever. Maybe I'll paint you myself? I had a good laugh at that. We were only trying to make our way after all. Being heroes couldn't have been further from our minds. But it seems he actually went and did it. Before or after the flood, I wonder. Rather faded, isn't it, compared to the others? Or did someone try to scrape it off the wall? Well, maybe the man himself once he came to his senses. Do you suppose your deeds will warrant an addition to this collection? Or some other kind of monument?
There you are. I have everything I need. Let us quit this place. Is something the matter? We should go. The others are waiting.
I see dead people. I keep thinking, oh, I'm done. Like I scrolled down. Nope, no. There's so many more to go. As much as I love the storyline, when you're looking for a repeat, all this character building they do is a little obsequious. I guess when I edit, I'll cut out all the non-important parts. Character building's not important. It is what makes the story, but if you're one of those people who skips the story anyway, you probably don't care about character build.
Strange. The others on patrol should have returned by now. Our food will be overcooked if we wait any longer. We will just have to start without them. Would you call Master Matoya and the others?
I can't wait for bunny boys, basically for different postures and poses. Like, I don't like the way cat boys
I tire of
sit.
these games, Urianger. Why do you pretend you cannot see it? The blessing may spare him the fate of becoming a Light Warden. But you cannot be blind to the nascent corruption. He is not as he was in the Source. Though I have no proof, I fear that the light which poured forth from the Wardens was not negated at all. I fear it was absorbed, that he has been suffused with their light.
Though
But
I have given
the
thought to
choices
this
are-
possibility, I dare not speak until more is known.
By the time you deign to enlighten us, it may be too late, if it is not already. Urianger, I know full well, after all these years, that you have only the best of intentions. But that does not make it any easier to put my faith in a man so infatuated with secrecy. I have had my suspicions ever since the Exarch bade you speak that day. But now I must ask. The 8th Umbral Calamity and all that followed, everything you claim to have seen. Did you?
Help! Someone help! The Umorans have come for us! We're under attack!
What? I guess because we're here. I feel like there was some kind of battle involved in that as well. But I mean, this is some real shit here. Real shit. I mean, you feel like they would, like, the senators would at least be in like a different position.
Lord Forthry, how good it is to see you. How long has it been? Not since your inauguration, unless I'm mistaken. Too long, at any rate. May I say how humbled I am to be invited not only into your city, but your home. You are as generous as ever.
And you as disingenuous.
Let us dispense with the pleasantries. This merry band of dissidents people are calling Warriors of Darkness. They have slain Sin-Eaters, and by all accounts the Crystarium is complicit in their villainy. And now I hear reports of your people obstructing my soldiers, so I must ask, what exactly do you think you are doing?
I might ask you the same thing. It should be clear, even to you, that defeating the Light Wardens represents the world's only hope of survival. Even now, the people of Lakeland and Ilmeg rejoice in the return of night. For 100 years, they yearned for a means to fight back against the Sin-Eaters, and at last they have found one. Yet you choose to stand idly by and do nothing. Why?
Why? Because this hope you cling to is nothing more than a fever dream, an exercise in futility. Even should you slay the Sin-Eaters, the world as we know it is beyond salvation. With what little land and resources remain, the people would be free only to starve. Before long, they would turn to violence, then to war, and ultimately usher themselves unto oblivion. They require a firm hand to shepherd them from the edge. The hand of a king. Nay, a god.
What?
I will see their dreams fulfilled, their wishes granted. I will give them peace, order, and they shall never want for bliss.
What a smile. One only a mother could love.
Men are fickle creatures who entertain vague ideals without the faintest notion what they cost. But a little fear can go a long way towards helping them realize what it is they truly need. Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
And they shall find none in this world save that which I afford them.
That is why the Sin-Eaters exist. To unite the world under my dominion.
A paradise fit to grace the 8th Umbral era.
If anybody's joining for the watch party, put that in a comment and we'll switch over.
A minor epiphany, nothing more. You have always held sway over those around you. Those who defy you must submit or die. What sits before me is the inevitable result of bloated privilege and unchecked power. But man is more resilient than you think. His achievements are not the product of violence and bloodshed, but compassion and understanding. This calamity is but another crisis to be overcome, and we will, once we eliminate the Sin-Eaters.
You poor deluded fool. These people
I'd
care
forgotten it's
not
not a watch
for
party
the
for the
moral.
World of Time today.
They care only
I
for
already
the
watched it
now,
this morning.
and the contentment they lack. What good is a paradise to them if it is 1,000 years in the making, or even 100?
You underestimate them, Lord Thorthry. They see further than you think. I have beheld it in the blood and sweat and tears of those who would sacrifice everything for a future they may never know, that their children may never know. I have beheld it in the hopes and dreams of those who came before, which we bequeath to those who come after, that they might in turn build upon the foundations laid by our forebears. These are the bonds which hold man and his world together, not your gilded chains, and I will resist your every effort to shackle him.
In summary, you will continue to support the villains hunting my Sin-Eaters?
Yep.
With tremendous enthusiasm, for I have faith in the future they would build.
Aww.
Why do I even bother? Fools, the lot of you! So naive! So painfully predictable! Did you imagine I did not know your mind? That I would wait until after this meeting to dispatch my forces? Even as we speak, they march to the Sin-Eaters' defense. Insurrection will not be tolerated! The people of this world are mine to rule, mine to command. And you are no exception! What? How did he... Insolent swine! I will not stand for this!
Will he stand for anything? When was the last time he stood for anything? Besides maybe dinner. But probably never that. I mean, like, probably the last time. It was probably decades ago. Decades ago. Bad bastard. While not the most evil villain in the world, he is annoying. He is annoying. Of course, they could have just used the armies to figure out where the Sin-Eaters were.
You speak for the Knights Blessed?
I do. I presume that is your doing. If you have come to parley, I must insist that you first return him to us.
You're in no position to make demands.
No, Ranjit's badass, but I think with all
My
of
Lord
them, you're gonna
Vorthry's
take him.
decree, Raktika now falls under the governance of Yulmore. You will henceforth answer to us.
Is that so? And the children of the Everlasting Dark have acquiesced to this madness?
We have reached an accord, yes. Too many times have the Knights Blessed shunned Yulmore's overtures of friendship. The risk that you harbor hostile intentions has grown too great to ignore. Therefore, his lordship has claimed dominion over this forest and bestowed executive authority upon the children of the Everlasting Dark.
In his wisdom, Lord Vorthry has agreed to recognize ours as the only permissible expression of dark worship. It's one true faith. You and your false creed are a blight on these woods. A foul, unholy corruption that must be cleansed.
It's awful convenient.
Little wonder the Warrior of Darkness visits both Lakeland and Ilmeg, yet shuns Raktika. Your perverted teachings hold blessed shadow at bay.
You have accepted the yoke of Yulmore to spite us, then? Fools. Darkness will never return to these skies while they hold sway.
Those of you minded to obey his lordship are to make for Woven Oath with all haste. We will leave you, that you may have time to prepare.
Woven Oath? Are you suggesting we abandon our fate to join those zealots?
What has your faith afforded you thus far? Nothing! We will guide you along the righteous path.
And should we refuse?
Anyone found here upon our return will be considered a traitor to Yulmore, and dealt with as such.
I mean, Ranjit's way scarier than Vothri. Have we figured out why Ranjit's helping Vothri yet? Has he said that yet?
We will discuss these developments after I have tended to our casualty.
I spent a lot of time in the Great Wood too. Gathering.
Twould seem we have found them.
You trespass upon sacred ground! Begone!
Ooh, the sword came out finally.
Wait! We did not come to!
What is he, Gambit now? Like, astrologians don't throw cards like that.
Stop! We mean you no harm!
Sister, is that...
We are allies of the Empire of Ronka. As is customary, we come bearing the seal of the Emperor.
Very Japanese, aren't they?
It appears to be genuine. Then perhaps there's yet hope.
Perhaps. We acknowledge your seal, but we must be certain of its authenticity. Follow the azure flowers to our village. There we will judge if you are friend or foe.
Try not to stray from the path. All right?
Follow the flowers. Would it kill them to escort us?
Right? That's kind of what I was thinking. Like,
But if it
they hate
affords us an
strangers and all
opportunity
that.
to investigate Ixmaya, fine.
Oh, bother. What's this thing? I have yet to figure out how to make it go back. Oh, there we go. Oh, now it just changed the whole thing though. You're like, what? Which one were we on? I feel like it's this one. Legend of the Not So Hidden Temple. That's cute. Final Fantasy's so cute. This was fun too. There was puzzles and owls and puzzles.
It seems to be working.
It's a cute dungeon. Oh no! The bunny girl's got face kung fu. The face kung fu is real with this one.
I think not.
But like Yashtola's pretty badass too.
General, hold on! Huh?
Traps. Traps, 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 traps. It's like Titan. See, if that was really my character, he would not be looking shocked. Just, oh, are we doing Titan again? Oh, okay. Look for the red circle, guys.
Expertly done.
How was I to know that that would happen? It looked like any other part of the floor.
Such a whiny little prat. Push him in.
Might now be an opportune time to strike a bargain? We poisoned a number of villagers in Slitherbough with a toxin brewed for us by the children. This is the antidote. I dare say you know how potent their concoctions are, and the futility of trying to counteract their effects. Now, try anything here, and we're all likely to fall. Eventually, someone will come to our rescue, or yours. Promise us safe passage, and we'll give you the antidote.
Where's Ranjit? Why does he
Do we have
not
a deal?
saying anything about this? I feel like this is not his style.
We do not negotiate with the enemy.
Okay.
The villagers' lives are forfeit, as is yours.
General?
Right. I'm not mad about that. But that seems a little crazy, like... What's her plan once she catches it? Oh, just to save everyone. That was...
Do not fail.
pretty brilliant. Actually.
How noble and pointless.
Because I've already put it in my inventory, so even if you kill me, I have the antidote. I'll just respawn. Go ahead. Make my day.
Is everyone all right?
I've already got the loot. So just
What in the...
home point and me gets out. It's fine.
Oriage! At once! Down with you!
You just use rescue to kill somebody. It's the only time we've ever seen rescue used in any of these cutscenes, and it's to murder someone. I might be a white mage, but...
Where is Y'shtola?
How? She did. But she saved the villagers. She lived how she lived. She died how she died. I remember being horribly upset when that happened the first time. I've gotten over it. Not like Gogetsu. Gogetsu! Nobody even remembers him, and it was like, I cried. I had to stop playing the game. I cried so hard when that happened. I'm glad I wasn't live streaming back then. That'd have been probably embarrassing to live stream that. What if Endwalker makes me cry, and I'm gonna live stream Endwalker, and I'm gonna cry on stream, be like, I can't, guys, I can't.
Runa, thank goodness.
We delivered the antidote to Slitherbough, and from what we could gather on the way here, the Ulmorans have had the good manners to withdraw. Thank the gods they did, or we would never have made it here in time. I'm told we have Runar and his comrades to thank for keeping the soldiers occupied prior to their retreat. They were preparing to come for you and Y'shtola, it seems. When
Really? I
Runar
didn't know that.
rallied
That's
the
pretty funny,
villagers and
HK.
pursued
That's
them
pretty
out of
funny.
Slitherbough.
If you're watching this later in YouTube, you'll have to check out the Twitch comments. Check out the VODs on Twitch. I mean, I assumed there would be some kind of magical way she could have, like, when Thancred drove his sword into the wall, at least, like, he had a plan for when jumping off. Right? I'm just saying. She has magic.
In the care of the beast.
And it's Final
Thou
Fantasy.
art
Like, does anybody
safe
truly
now,
die?
friend. Pray, rest thee a while longer.
That's why they keep talking about that Endwalker, like, they think somebody's truly going to die. And I'm like, they say that every time. They always make us think that.
Heavy of limb, perhaps, but
I don't know
well,
if anybody's
I
going to die
assure
in Endwalker. I just don't see it happening.
I am glad to see you are all safe. When we realized where the soldiers were headed, we knew something had to be done.
I feel like if it is, I hope it's the leader of Gridania. I feel like she's the least popular NPC.
Do not see Master Matoya. She was with you, yes?
I mean, not like she's
what
not
happened
like,
to her?
you know, nobody hates her, but she's just so innocuous. Like, what has she done great? I can't remember her name. Kais something or other. But you don't know. You say probably, but Final Fantasy's notorious for that. Like they might kill somebody off in that epic conclusion, but in the 11th year they'll bring her back. Like she'll be reborn as whatever new job they come out with in the 11th expansion. Like, oh wait, is that? Oh my God, that's who they thought they. Oh my God, they brought her. Ah! That's what they'll do. They'll get us to be excited about, whatever it is. That's like their job. It's their job. I cannot say for certain, but it was she who secured the antidote, right? I don't want to say she's dead because nobody believes she's dead right now. Nobody believes that she has to be gone for like years before we're gonna think she's dead at this point.
Spare me your riddles and speak plain. Where is Master Matoya?
Maybe true, but they, at the very least, their death will be impactful at that moment, right? I mean, like I said, I cried when Gogetsu died, but
no.
Spoilers. I guess I already did that.
Why would she do such a thing?
We're talking about bringing it back, but you were like, ugh. I was kind of mad. Like, I almost feel like it robs the drama from the like when you really were sad about it, and then they just bring it back. You're like, oh well. I was just miserable for no reason, you jerk. Why'd you...
We must begin the search immediately. I will come with you. What are you waiting for? We must find her. She could be trapped, or hurt, or...
He makes valid points. Right, they love to do that. And I don't know if it's
She's alive.
for the good or ill. Because they do so much character building, you never know who they're gonna kill. Because like even this guy, so he's like a C-level character in the main like arcing storyline, but you know his name. You feel bad for him for crying.
But our scouts have apprehended an intruder. We thought perhaps he might be an associate of yours.
Uh-huh. I'd be like, I'd use the term associate loosely.
Oh, look who it is.
Well, this is embarrassing. In my defense, they are surprisingly tenacious.
Also, he could just teleport away, whatever. It's like it, so...
So, what trouble have you gotten yourselves into this time?
Us? See, I'd probably be like, y'all can just throw him over the cliff. Just throw him over the cliff. Save us all the problem and throw him over the cliff. If you can kill that man, please kill that man. I don't think you can, but y'all can try. Like, he let you capture him.
What an intriguing turn of events. My condolences, by the way. It is never easy to lose the ones we love. Well, she is dead, isn't she? Wishing it were otherwise will not make it so.
And then you know she ain't dead when the evil guy's like, yeah, she's totally dead.
That you should be indifferent to her loss is no surprise. But to us, she was a friend. The best of friends.
The best of friends.
You have something on your mind. What is it?
I am beginning to wonder what really happened when she fell. After she fell, there was a powerful gust of wind as from nowhere. Right. I was kind of thinking that's what she did. Like, she jumped in the hole, and just right before she hit the bottom, she's like, to soften her fall, at least. You know?
Pray recount to us again that which thou witnessed in the ruins, omitting not the slightest detail.
flow.
Also, I hate
the
the
teleportation
catboy
magic she
hands.
used to spirit us
Always
away from Uldar
bad.
after the bloody banquet. I recall a similar gale in the
I don't like
tunnel
that
before
either.
it took effect.
Interesting. I thought I sensed a brief disturbance in the live stream. How reassuring to know it was not my imagination.
I might be sad about losing the tail, though. Bunny boys don't really have a tail.
I felt it only once, I should mention, which would suggest she is still adrift on its currents.
Then I fear she may yet be lost to us. For it was only by the grace of the elementals that she was plucked from that great ethereal river.
Maybe she learned something about how she was in there the last time. Hopefully she can remember how to come out with clothes this time.
Very well. I'll go and fetch her. Perhaps a clear and unambiguous act of kindness will serve to win the trust you seem so determined to deny me.
Why does he want us to trust him so bad? What does he want from us that he requires trust? Is what that smile says. Like, we know you're only doing the trust, to earning our trust to get something. Just like, out with it. Out with it. Monstrous Asian.
Yes, this place should serve well enough. Might I have a little space? I need to concentrate. Now then, what color was her soul again?
I'm betting it's kind of a mauve.
Ah, there you are.
I think it would have been more funny if they had just like materialized her in space and then just dropped her out of like bloop, like a snap, and she's there and then hits the ground. Plump. And
He's done it. He's brought her back.
with literally a snap of his fingers. I mean, like, I guess it does kind of make a lot of sense because we have a magic spell called Raise. Like, every healer in the game has a Raise. Like, that person's dead, we can cast a spell and they're right back. Why would we assume there's any other reason? Like, that must be a really weird, like, life concept.
Are you all right?
That they just don't deal with. These people would probably take way more risks and stuff because they could just get brought back from the dead with a simple Raise spell.
Yes, though I cannot imagine how. What happened?
Thou didst invoke the power of flow, which thence did usher thy soul unto the life stream.
I wanted to save the antidote, and after that... I did something exceedingly reckless, for which you will just have to forgive me.
I mean, I guess when you're plummeting to your death, you can do all kinds of reckless things.
Master Matoya!
There's very little things more
you're
reckless
all right.
than already plummeting to your death.
I had nearly given up hope.
For the 5
Please,
seconds he was
Renard,
awake.
dry your tears. What would the others think if they saw you like this? Come now. Did you really think I would go gently into that dark night with so much left undone? So many mysteries left unsolved?
Nope. That's why I feel like Yoshilda's gonna be around forever. She's just one of those. She's just too cantankerous to die. She's just too cantankerous to die.
Is there aught you wish to say to me?
Hey, thanks,
A
Beth.
word of thanks, perhaps?
You literally snapped your fingers, but thanks, bro. Really appreciate your effort.
Emmet Selk, the Ascian of whom I spoke. 'Twas he who plucked thee from the life stream.
I see. Thank you. Differences notwithstanding, you saved my life, and for that I am grateful. But let us turn our attention to more important matters, such as the Katana Ravel. You had better
Katana
not have
Ravel.
explored its depths without me.
Heavens no. In fact, I was waiting for your return. Let's go. Clearly she's been sleeping for all this time. She's probably fine. She's probably fine.
Well, Almet and the others should be pleased to see you in such uncharacteristically high spirits. Let us return to Fanoff then, and discuss the coming expedition.
Mm-hmm. This was a light warden. We had to go fight a light warden. And this is what happens afterwards. Because obviously we won. It's dead. Now we get more of this corrupted ether. So sparkly. Doesn't look very corrupted. It's time for the next hour of standing desk. Moving on up to the standing desk. For healthy back problems.
The Light Warden is dead. The Blessed's prayers have been answered.
Aye, that they have.
His condition yet troubleth thee?
It does. Though he shows no immediate signs of corruption, the danger remains. He must be told.
It's fair.
Would you describe it to me, Marie-Angé? Paint for me a picture with your words.
In case you're new, Yasjal is blind. She can see ether.
A sea of shimmering
So
stars.
all living things she can see.
Diamonds strewn across a raven gown.
Not the sky.
Boundless and beautiful. 'Tis an exquisite sight, not unlike that of the source. Calm and gentle and forgiving.
I can see it.
For however deep the void or wide the expanse, there is no shore so distant as to be beyond the reach of light. Ominous though that may sound, given our present travails.
Well fought. Let us return home. The murals. If I am not mistaken, they predate the Empire.
How can you tell?
A peculiarity of the paint. Most are made from mineral-based pigments. But whatever was used here is older than anything I have ever seen. According to Almet, this sanctuary was built to preserve the wisdom of the ancients. What events do these murals commemorate, I wonder?
Must you always linger after defeating your enemies? Navigating these halls on foot is exhausting.
Come to lead us to safety, have you?
I was bored. But how is the hero of the hour? Fighting fit, I see. Keep up the good work.
You're plotting something.
Durr. Asian, like their middle
Every
name.
hour of every day. But never you mind about that. As I have told you 1,000 times before, I like to watch. Nothing more.
Phrasing!
Well, I would quit this place and I suggest you do the same. There is yet work to be done. Ah, there is a sight to bring a tear to the eye.
You recognize these scenes?
That I do. Indeed, there was a time when anyone and everyone would. Until one calamitous day when the world was divided across 10 and 3 reflections, sundering the land and all who dwelled upon it. And the worst part? No one could remember it. Not really. Just fragments and fleeting memories of an achingly familiar world. A vision shared of a paradise lost, preserved only in song and scripture and paint. Once upon a time. Yet here we find ourselves again, to look, learn, and remember.
Then share with us the stories you know so well. We are listening.
Ever the Ravenclaw.
Before the Great Sundering, there was one world. A world that knew naught but peace and prosperity. Until it was faced with a crisis. Unprecedented, terrifying. Civilization found itself perched upon a precipice, staring into oblivion. But through prayer and sacrifice, the will of the star was made manifest. Zodiac was his name, and by his grace was the calamity averted.
Zodiac.
A savior mighty and magnificent, deserving of reverence and gratitude. One would have thought, yet some thought otherwise. From the fears of these naysayers would rise Hydaelyn, she who was to serve as his shackles, to bind him and hold him in check. And so they fought, and they fought, and they fought, and in the end, Hydaelyn was victorious. With all her strength, she smote him, dealing a blow so devastating that it split the very fabric of reality. And thus was Zodiac banished and his being divided. That concludes today's lesson on long-forgotten history. Though I imagine your mother would offer a rather contradictory account, as is her wont.
If you could even get her to tell us.
I'm sorry, I can only assume I misheard. But it sounded an awful lot like you were implying both Zodiac and Hydaelyn are not gods. But...
What? Not gods of the first? Is that what you thought these paintings depicted? Or... Oh. Oh. They are gods after a fashion, yes. But no different from the kind with which you are so intimately acquainted. Formed of faith and prayer, of conviction and devotion. The eldest and most powerful of primals.
You have spun quite a tale. Yet you have not explained the role of the Ascians in all of this. How is it you are privy to ancient secrets lost to time?
They're the ones who prayed him up, obviously.
Finally you ask the right question. And shrewd questions warrant honest answers. We Ascians know because it is our history, our story. It was we who summoned Zodiac, we natives of that sundered paradise.
Why is that so surprising?
Now, do you see why we yearn for the great rejoining? For our world, for our people, for all creation to be made whole again. Wouldn't you wish for the same?
He's crazy, obviously. Like, just because you brought back your primal doesn't mean your primal's gonna bring back your people, bro. You and him worshipping those primals in the first place is what tore your world asunder. The crazy old fool. Getting to the meat of it here.
Ah, you are returned, and none the worse for wear, I see.
You needn't worry about us. What became of the Umoran soldiers, more importantly?
They turned tail and fled at the sight of the night sky. The children of the everlasting dark have also retreated back to Woven Oath. Try as they might, they could not deny the truth of their own eyes. The sunless sea of heaven, full of love and grace, where none need know pain or suffering. In that moment, when the sky's light began to wane, I knew our prayers had been answered. That we were doomed to face oblivion at life's end no longer.
Aww.
When first we met, I harbored certain suspicions about you. Now I see that I was right. You are the bringers of shadow, the warriors of darkness, the saviors for whom we have prayed for so long.
I suppose you're not entirely wrong. But we are not worthy of your reverence, nor have we any desire to be worshipped. If you would pray, pray for your children, that they may one day know a better world.
I will do as you say, but please, let us at least hold a feast to celebrate your victory. You deserve that much.
I'm sorry, Runar, but there is still much to be done and scant time in which to do it. We must go. All of us. For we share the same path and the same fate.
So be it. I ask only that you hold us in your hearts, as we will hold you in ours. Now, and ever after. By the boundless dark, this I swear.
Wow. Sappy, sappy, sappy. We spoke to a whole bunch of... Oh, this is more expletive. This is worth it. I knew there was a whole bunch of scenes in between where it shows the lovey-doveyness of those two. I'm glad that we skipped all that.
So there's a light sealed inside you, is there? You wouldn't know it from the outside. You look the same as you ever did to me.
I must stay the course for the others. And what if that changes? What if it overwhelms me? Or then I suppose there's naught to do but rest, which is probably valid.
Ah, yes. If they're not asking you to fight, they're telling you to rest. Which isn't to say they're wrong. You'll need your strength for what's to come. Think he was telling the truth? Emmett, I mean. All that rot about Hydaelyn being no different from any other primal. If so, what would that make her blessing? Are we just slaves to her will?
No. But it does kind of feel like we've been on the same path for quite some time now.
Ah, let's pay him no mind. Lies the Ascian stock in trade. Villains, heroes, all a matter of perspective, they'd have you believe. One man's fond memory, another's waking nightmare. Me, I'm no saint or savior. Just another sinner. And I know damn well I'm in no position to judge. When I saw the people of Slitherbow look up at the sky and celebrate the return of the dark, it felt good. It was moments like that that I cherished. Much more than the thrill of adventure. The quiet after the storm. I always took comfort in that.
Maybe not. Ooh. This is what we really care about. It's our home. Like, the only reason we're saving the first is to save our home, to get, because when they sucked us up, that we were in the middle of a war in the first place. It's like we've completely forgotten all about that.
What did the scouts have to report?
Several skirmishes, but nothing of consequence. The fighting seems to have taken its toll on both sides.
A stalemate, then. The Alliance has done well to hold the line for so long.
I mean...
But then they did have Ishgardian reinforcements.
Nevertheless, neither side has any appetite for a prolonged engagement. 'Tis but the calm before the storm. And should the Empire choose to bring their full might to bear...
To say nothing of Black Rose. All the more reason to hasten our search. How close are your people to identifying our next target?
Close enough, though I have received some troubling intelligence. One of our generals posted to the Alamegan front recently disappeared without trace from the battlefield at Gimlet Dark.
Odd. Dead seems unlikely. Fled less so. I wonder where he'll turn up.
Were I a betting man, I would say here, in the capital. Not that any deserter who valued his life would contemplate returning, but a corpse might, given the right encouragement.
In the manner of his royal remains, you mean?
Elidibus plainly has no need of a new host, so the question becomes who? It may be that another player has joined the game. Something to consider at any rate. But come, there's work to be done.
These bloodless games make for poor sport. Mayhap father... Nay. I am a stranger to him in this body. Besides, there is but one hand that can make me whole again. My enemy. My friend. I know not what entertainment occupies you, but if you will not clear the way for me, then I shall seize the reins of fate once more.
Alright. One more. And then I'm gonna finish it up, because obviously I'm getting tired, so it's getting quiet. I'm looking for somebody to read. And there's so many people who are streaming Final Fantasy, I don't even know how to tell you that.
Here we go.
Again, this is why I have a hard time sleeping in this inn room. How many times have we woken up in this inn room? Fuel more or one more? You're so funny, HK. So funny. And I guess we're gonna leave it at that daunting, crazy, you don't even know what's happening. You're just like, what? Because we'll find out next time on Final Fantasy Fridays. I love how the poll widget came back. Good to know. That Oriange was listed as European in the European gay or just odd poll. Do you like the outros? We're talking about doing Nerd News Nows on Wednesday. I got Humankind on Mondays and Final Fantasy on Fridays. I'll probably do Satisfactory Saturdays. I think I'll take Sundays off, just not to do that sort. So that leaves me with Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. That's 4 days a week. I stream a different video game, and I have to put out videos and such. That doesn't seem like a horrible schedule to have to follow. Does it? Meh. I think that's doable. We'll put that up on the Twitch schedule so you guys can keep that in mind. I'm not gonna raid because I really don't know anybody. Nobody's like Mr. Happy is playing Final Fantasy. Usually he's playing the new MMO from League of Legends, which I don't even know anything about. Otherwise I would have raided him, but we don't have anybody to raid. So I think it's been a pleasure, and I'm just gonna let you guys go. I hope Twitch will be mad at me, but nobody's on Twitch that I wanted to watch right now, so there you go. Alright, well, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure for being here. Thanks, HK. Thanks, AM Wald, for being here as usual. Love you.